Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to Simsational TV for round 3 of your weekly Wednesday madness, which is the Wednesday Cup. And tonight we trade paint and pride on one of Japan's most iconic battlegrounds, the Okayama circuit, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what, this track just isn't tarmac and curbs. It's a true driver's test. There's tight hairpins, there's sweeping corners, brutal braking zones that'll punish the faint-hearted, and then they will also reward the brave. If you want to win here, though, you've got to be sharp, smooth, and just a little bit fearless. And what better weapon to fight in this series than the Formula Megalo? They're light, they're twitchy, and they're unforgiving. I'll tell you what, these little single-seaters are pure racing machines. No shortcuts, no safety nets, just raw skill and precision. And they'll snap at you if you get sloppy. But I'll tell you what, if you master them, they'll take you to the top step of the podium. We've already seen fireworks in the first 2 rounds. There's been elbows out. There's been tyre smoking. Championships starting to take shape. But tonight is where reputations are made. And 3 is the turning point, and every lap could mean the difference between glory and heartbreak. So to the drivers, dig deep and send it with everything you've got and leave nothing in the tank. And to the fans, all here in Simsational TV land, tuning in from around the world, strap yourselves in, grab a cold one, and get ready for a proper Aussie style and a night of racing coming your way. This is Okayama, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wednesday Cup, and this is Simsational TV.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Ladies and gentlemen, race fans, welcome back. It's the Midweek Madhouse. You know it, folks. It's the undisputed pinnacle of digital hoonery. It's the Wednesday Cup broadcast live here on Simsational TV, where the racing is hotter than a servo sausage roll left under the heat lamp since Easter. Tonight, it's the finest of the virtual pilots in the nation will go to war. Sparks will fly, tempers will flare. Hopefully not. But at least 3 drivers will claim netcode before lap 2. Don't you worry about that. Oh, but, ladies and gents, calling the carnage alongside me, well, strap in. He's a man of rare distinction. A former regional runner-up in competitive biscuit stacking, once banned from a wildlife park for attempting to arm wrestle a pelican, and, of course, the only Australian to ever legally tow a caravan on a mobility scooter. Everyone welcome him back to the box again, Zach O'Reilly.
Thank you. I was just testing out Mr. Percival's wing strength, and the RSPCA got called on me, and boy, oh boy, did I have to go to court. And they asked me, they said to me, by the way, how strong was the pelican? And I said, about halfway between a kangaroo and a crocodile, and then I got put in jail. But anyway, criminals nonetheless. We're back here, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have my compatriot and the myth, the legend himself, Christopher Magnificent Munro, in the box with us tonight. And it's 2 in a row for us. Tuesday, we just had iRacing go through it, and then these guys come out and fang it around on the Wednesday night, and boy, oh boy, they put on a show tonight. Look at the time he's at, Christopher Munro, and already getting into B's proverbial department in the top 4. And can this man take it to our championship leader, Fabian Fitness? Can he take it to Jake Buttigieg? But he's got to navigate his way around this circuit, round 4 of Okayama. And I'll tell you what, with 8 minutes of qualifying coming their way, we've given him some grief.
Yes.
But now we're giving him some absolute leniency. Yeah, they're getting 10 minutes tonight around the circuit, so we'll fix that up later on. 15-minute race 1, 16-minute race 2, top 10 reverse grid, and then race 3, the final dance, 17 minutes, top 15 reverse. It's about 20 degrees outside, 24 degrees on the track, and the championship leader, ladies and gentlemen, circulating around this 7-turn and 1.9 kilometre version of Okayama is Jake Buttigieg, 54.434, Chris.
Yeah, he's been hot during the week, but the practice server doesn't have the ballast on, so we're going to see how much that slows him down, ladies and gentlemen. And to get an idea of how much they're carrying out there, Jake B is in front by about 8 points there to Fabian Fitness, both of them carrying about one of Zach O'Reilly's testicles over their shoulder there as well. Brendan Hark sitting there in 3rd position on 405 with 17 kilos. Jason McFadden sits just a little bit off them with the 374 and 8 kilos. Matt Munro with 21 kilos, but still a fair way back there on 354. Dion Clerk with 5 and 348 points to boot. Ezra Simons behind them with Remo Grand. Brody Barber sneaks up into the top 10, and so does Colton Atkins as well. So the American on the move, as well as the haircut. Matt Munro jumping up a few spots there as well, but the top four, in fact, remain unchanged from last week's proceedings. So they will go to war again, folks, and it's going to be exciting. We are here for it.
Oh, definitely. And when you see these guys race around, it's a miracle that some people just keep winning, because sometimes the amount of carnage that ensues mid-race, and the top runners ending up getting, 7th, 8th, 9th positions and still end up being inside the top 4 is just a testament to consistency is key here. If you finish inside that top 10, you got a pretty good chance. There goes Fabian. He just got turned around. Oh, nearly caught it, actually. Very good car control. So it's a beautiful testament to car control. It's a beautiful testament to everything else. But it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get into qualifying. We've got 10 minutes coming our way, so they've got 50 seconds to get their asses out onto the start-finish straight of the pit exit line there and wait up as they get set and ready to go for a 10-minute qualifying session here. That means they're going to get about 11 laps. No excuses hold, and nothing left on the table here for these boys. It's going to be an absolute belter. Get your predictions in the chat, and another good evening to the viewers here as well.
Yeah, welcome everyone in the chat. We got both the Hanleys there as well. Andre Elliott, I think, did we see him out on track? Possibly not. Oh, no, there he is. He's out there. Don't you worry about that. A lot of these drivers are multi-talented, doing the old typeroo while they're out there on the circuit. But we see Sam Bensley just loading the wrong setup, perhaps, going back to the pit box, so he'll be back out again. But they are about to go racing here, ladies and gentlemen. The shadow just falls over the top there, and it looks like Fabian Fitness is the first man out on circuit.
He's already gone for it. He's right there. He's ready to rock and roll.
Oh, he is, and Zach's microphone has just cut out as well. That's interesting stuff. I don't know if he can hear me or what's happened there, but he is back again. Here he is.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
No,
Don't know what happened there. It just went AWOL. Everything. The USB just went boom on everything. Anyway, I'm back. And Fabian has got the chockies. So he's out there getting some clear track, just warming up those tyres in every which way he possibly can, by the way, just scooting himself around. That's where these cars are limited. It's the rear tyres that can get too hot or they can be too cold. And at this circuit, you can see how tight and sharp some of the corners are. You've really got to get it going here for your qualifying session, and Fabian's just apexed that final quarter beautifully, and it's time here to go on board with the big man himself here. A lap of Okayama, courtesy of the man, the mud flap himself, Christopher Munro. Let's go.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, as he looks for his braking marker and tips it into turn 1. That is called first corner in true Japanese fashion, ladies and gentlemen. Now up here, where they defer from the main circuit. This is one corner indeed, and Fabian goes right out wide through Piper Turn. That's where it gets its name from, folks. That's turn 3, and this little half straight run, it's a very short run down into turn 4. This is a Rodman, the big man. Oh, Redman, should I say, even better. The Redman, Rodman, he's played for Chicago Bulls as well. Through Hobbs, it's like a 170 degree, big wide radius hairpin, and through you just chuck it in through Mike Knight corner. I'm going to get that wrong and say the C word throughout the evening. Don't you worry about that. 7 is the last corner, and you blink and you miss it. That's a lap of Okayama Piper Circuit. He goes across the line for 55.541. Turning the screws. He's not going to have long here. It's already 8 minutes to go, so these guys are going to be right under the pump.
Yeah, definitely. Jake Buttigieg's pipped him, though, with a 55.396, so he's already put himself into the pole position provisionally. Matt Munro comes through with the 55.6, so the times are flooding in, ladies and gentlemen. Look how close they are. The amount of 55s and 56 has already been set here. We've got 5 each apiece now. It's only 4 of these guys on circuit at the moment, setting purple sectors here, so we'll see the rest of the times come through. Wallace has just bumped himself up into the top 10. So is the head of the cheese board as well. He's gone up into 7th place. Olif's gone to 15. And who's this come up? That is the Dr. Dre into 5th place. He goes with a 56 dead. We're going to see some 54s in this session. I think we will be, with 7 minutes and 17 left in this race, with everyone going and circulating around pretty nicely spread out. To be quite truthful here, it's good to see We can see a couple of guys going across the start-finish line, not improving on their times. In fact, the Hackster just did with the 55.5, so he's bumped himself from 4th back into 3rd. Pip Matt Munro there, and Jake Buttigieg even just goes quicker. A 55 dead to add to his challenge, and Farchi is just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, sir. The racing's on here. What can the missile do?
Yeah, well, he's just popped in the second fastest time of the night, but Andre Elliott's on fire here, on for a personal best here in the first sector, up by roughly 5/10, almost a second now as well, but he's got the number 85 car in front of him. That is Clinton Olive. They cross the line. Andre Elliott puts himself up onto the second row as well. Olive in there does a little improvement as well. Let's see how Alex McEwen is going. He's on for an improvement, roughly 2/10 in it at the moment. That'll put him on pole, actually, if he can keep it to 2/10. It's up to 3/10 now. This is going to be a tidy lap here from Alex McEwen. Goes across the line, and does he go to pole position? It's going to be very close, folks. Let's see what it goes. Where does he stop the clock at? Whoa, just short. Takes the front row, though, and knocks Matt Munro down to 3rd position as well. Paul Buttigig's on a personal best as well. Lee James actually goes bang. Look at that. That's his best result of the season. Only 5 minutes to go, so he just got to consolidate, and he'll be right up there in the pointy end.
Oh, geez, that's a cracking lap from the big man. That's Matt Munro's co-worker there too. So in the big state of things, the Speed Nation car just yeeted itself into the distance. Olaf goes bang inside the top 10 with a 55.768. So really, really good stuff from him. Whoa. He's actually fighting the back there. I think that's Paul Buttigieg in front of him too. So he's giving him a bit of curry at the moment, saying, hurry up, old man, I'm going for it. Just tried the wide apex, going for it, but he's lost about a car length and a half. Not the ideal line. She just needs to get on the brakes here, Lee James, and just set up for another lap.
Yeah,
give himself some breathing space.
Give himself a bit of a break there in the old timing department. But hangs it fat. But that's all right. He's new to sim racing, folks, so he will get all these little tips and tricks up his sleeve over the years as he goes through. But Jake Buttigieg has improved, folks. He goes up to a 54.8, 2/10 clear of Jason McFadden, who also slots onto the front row. The track is starting to heat up. The rubber's getting out there. And, whoa, McFadden's out there as well, trucking the smoke up into the atmosphere and just getting out of the way there of, I think that was Gray Ward going through as well. So Brody Barbick's Kamagutsu here into turn 2. That's not, no, it's just on the edge of turn 1, so not ideal spot there because it's absolutely blind. You won't be able to see anyone coming around the turn there. Gray Ward, he's on for a personal best, so let's ride on board with him and see if he can improve.
Well, the commentator cursed Gray Ward here at the moment. I hope not, because he's about to cross the line here. His best is a 55.5. Can he get across the line here before it flicks over? He does, only by B's dick, but he gets himself into 7th. He'll be saying, yeah, that's a bloody good lap there, champion. I'm going for it. I tell you what, the misso's going to get turned over tonight if I can get this one done. But he's doing well here, is Grayo. He's going for a clerk, however, disappointing for him. In fact, though, it's just gone up straight into 12th place, up 4 positions from 16th with a 55.6. He'll be wanting to get on song here as well tonight. We'll see if he can get himself further up the grid as the night goes on. He's tend to age like fine wine does that. And Sam Bensley, in fact, 56.6 for his best lap. He just set that personal best too with 3.5 odd minutes left to go in this one. Everyone's starting to ramp up now. A 54.827 is the benchmark from Jake Buttigieg. That is 2/10 quicker than his personal best. The last time I saw the time in tower, McFadden in Brian's cousin, geez Louise, he's absolutely flying. 55 dead. Come and catch him, he says to everyone else out there. McEwen's got no answers at the moment for him. There's Matt Munro who's stuck it in the pits. It's good. McEwen's just gone over the line here. They're only by an absolute bee's whisker between those two at the moment. 42 hundredths of a second, if you don't mind. So it's going to be tight at the top here. Andre Elliott's going around. Has he set a personal best here for his sector? He has. He's on. He's ready to go. 3/10
up here for Elliott as well. Halfway through the circuit. Just a couple more turns to navigate. Looks like he did that quite nicely as well. When it looks as smooth, smooth is fast, and fast is good, ladies and gentlemen watching at home. Let's see if he can stop the clock any quicker than a 55.3. Just waiting for this long straight. There will be plenty of overtaking opportunities. Here goes Elliott up 1 position. Takes his old mate Fitness there as well. Up the front of actually, Alex McEwen's gone purple in the first sector. So here we go, folks. He's on for an improvement here. Indeed. Let's see if he can hold it. He's half a second up. This is going to be a very tidy lap. Indeed. McEwen turning the screws late. Oh, let a bit go. And thousandths in it between him and Buttigieg.
Cracking racing at the moment here in qualifying. They're going hammer and tong, 2 minutes 10 left to go, and it's only split at the top by 600ths of a second or thereabouts. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department, it is close there at the top. You can see 54.8 versus 54.8. And then you got a 55 dead. So these guys are going to be racing literally nose to gearbox, I reckon, this whole event for tonight. You got an absolute barnstormer of action coming your way with 3 races, ladies and gentlemen. This is only qualifying and it's heating up. What can Jake Buttigieg do here? He's just rounding the final turn now. Onto the front straight away he goes. I cannot see the microsector for whatever reason, but looks like he's got a couple of green ones. He's trying to get some suck here down the front straight away as well to maybe bump himself up. He's not going to get it done. In fact, he does. He just pips his best time by 200ths of a second. 54.816 sets the benchmark a little bit higher there. McEwen's in the pits. Can he get out for another go? I'm not too sure. What can Matt Munro do? However, he's just sitting down there. Purple sector in micros for sector 2. He's on. just over rotated into the final corner. Massive full bashing. Oh my goodness gracious me. Scotty McEwen's just got in the way. Matt Munro will be pissed off, I'll tell you what. And Scotty will probably be copping it in the chat in the Discord at the moment. With winner to left to go, that's Matt Munro done.
Yeah, he was up too. He's up by about 3/10. So, where would that put him? Around, around pole position indeed. Very close, but depends. Anything can happen here in racing. Speaking of which, here goes McFadden. He's up as well by about 2/10. Let's see what happens here when he crosses the line. Goes, invalid lap there. So, no improvement at all. A 55.1, in fact. So, slight improvement, if that's even a word. But disimprovement. Fabian Fitness back here. What are we doing here? Look, we're making our own words up here, folks. It's not the Oxford Dictionary, it's the Simsational Dictionary. We should start one of our own with all the little isms we'd come up with, I tell you what. But Fabian Fitness now, he's got, who's that Grey Ward in front of him? He'll be giving him the hurry up in the chat. He'll be, how do you do Grey Ward's accent in, Grey Ward's voice in a New Zealand accent? Oh, I tell you what, bro. Get out of the way. That's horrible. For that. That's horrible.
I got nothing. That's Christopher Munro, ladies and gentlemen, right there on screen. But the checkered flag's out. So we've got a couple of drivers here who could improve a little bit more. Can Alex McEwen get any further up? He is up, in fact. So this is on Lock Donkey Kong here. He rounds out the third last turn of the track here at Okayama. Just got to navigate these two nicely. Apex is wide there. Gets it into the final turn now. Can he come out the other side on song? I think he just lost a little bit of time there in his second sector.
Be close.
So I don't think it's going to be enough. It could have been here. He's got to beat a 54.883 as he crosses the line. He does, in fact, go to pole position, a 54.7. Right at the death there for Alex McEwen. Mr. DNQ from the past just cues himself straight up into pole position and just takes it by a good 600ths of a second over Buttigieg. He'll be spewing. He hasn't got as much ballast on, so that is a little bit of an excuse train coming up. But this is all over by the shouting. What can Lee James do? Is he up by a little bit? He's just managed to get himself around the final turn now as he comes straight through and in. Let's see what this big boy can do. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Can he get himself further up? No, he's just fixing it out of the pits. He's done.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for qualifying this time. And Alex McEwen is your man. Let's get him on the screen there. Beautiful stuff from him. In half in one of the other cars as well, so we can't get the idea. But let's go to the standings because Alex McEwen is your pole sitter today. We've got Jake Buttigieg on his outside in the race. McFadden and Elliott off the next row with Hark and Crowther off the next row. Fitness and Ward will start behind those two with Simons and Barber rounding out the top 10. Clerk and Olive will start next with Grand Marzella, Dooley, Lawson as well, and then everyone's left the server, and we'll have to come back in just a moment with race 1, Zacko.
Yeah, we'll be right. Don't worry about that because the old timing tower just leaves its positions where they should be, in fact, so that's good. But race 1's coming our way. 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more to go after that one, but it is Alex McEwen off pole. Jake Buttigieg, the championship leader, lines up next to him. Get yourself strapped in. Go and get those condiments refilled. Start masticating on a couple of sayos. If you don't know what that means, it means chewing in 1940s English. Masticating, not master B-A-T-I-O-N, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we'll be back here for race 1 in just a hot second.
SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of...
Oh, look at that beautiful field there, folks. We are a couple of minutes away from a start. Buttigieg and waiting for the pole sitter to get into the server. Do not see Alex McEwen in there anywhere. Worrying signs. Whether he's not gone to go for a quick poo or something before the race.
He's got to drop the kids off before he induces some talent, mate.
Yeah, well, let us know in the chat. Here he is now, just making fashionably late entrance. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen, with his old livery as well. I made sure of this. This was the one where he finished the season in P2 behind yours truly. So back to the memory banks for Alex McEwen. Hopefully no sore memories there for him, but certainly nice ones for me. We're almost ready for a start. Zach O'Reilly, who is your money on today?
Look, it's going to be hard to beat him. He's got a little bit of ballast advantage here to Alex McEwen, so it's going to be a tough challenge. If he gets out to a belter of a start, it's going to be tough goings. But Jake Buttigieg, if we cue Alex out of the equation in the championship battle, he's in a great position because Fabian Fitness is sitting right down there in ninth, who is the closest man in the championship to Jake Buttigieg. So he's got a bit of work to do, in fact, as well. But we'll see what we can muster up here. We've got 55 seconds to a green light situation, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions in the chat. We've got Larangi fans in there, Hanley's in there, Lethal's in there as well. And we've got Dawn Black as well. Dawn, first-time chatter, I think, and welcome.
Yep.
Here at Weight Saving, she says, I reckon that's probably what Alex McEwen's going on. Maybe Alex's grandma or mum or something like that. Who knows? But it's 30 seconds to a start here, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to take it? And see what we can muster up here for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, that's for sure. It's a tight circuit, and there are plenty of cars out there on circuit as well. So hopefully the boys can keep their heads and have a nice little clean lap one. That's all we want out here, folks. And we've seen it happen a couple of times this season. Why not go for it again? But the lights are up, and we are ready for a start here. In race one, round 4 of the Wednesday Cup is kicking off right now. Lights are out, and they are racing, and always a cracking start from Alex McEwen. As you can see, he's got a blinder, but look at McFadden behind him. He's going to follow him through, actually, maybe even eclipse Jake Buttigieg around the outside, and he does, hanging at fat, but it's a long way to go around there. Buttigieg looking up the inside. Elliott as well chiming in. Matt Munro's lost a position, and we're right on board with him because he can see the top 4 right out there in the window. Down here, Harkster's looking around the outside, and that's Fitness getting up his inside. And who's that weaving across the track there? Ezra Simons looking good in the back. Oh, no, someone's just turned across the nose there. Hackster's been turned around. Fitness has been turned around. That is a bad start to the race for both of those guys, I tell you what. But, wow, that's the rest of the field gets through nicely. Lee James looking pretty good here. We're going to ride on board with him through the first little sector here. He wants to get back onto that racing line. I'm not too sure if there's a car behind him or not, but around the first lap, Alex McEwen leads by about a second to Jake Buttigieg. McFadden sitting there in third. Andre Elliott going right up beside him, and they will go side by side into turn 1.
Oh, cracking stuff here. Look at that. Doc gets it turned in. Just uses the rear brakes a little bit there to get it turned in nicely and Gab's at the other side, but he's under pressure here because here comes Jason McFadden too. He's trying to send it long way around too. That job done. But now Matt Munro's chiming in on this old battle here too. He's trying to form his way further up the grid. He'd love a race win today. Oh, massive moment there for Jason. Just caught it at the last moment. Crikey's in the feeding department. They're going for it here. That is Matt Munro so deep under brakes. The missile coming at a rate of knots. He's got Crowther behind in the Birdman going for it too. So the old Wilson security car's on fire here tonight. Cracking stuff. Yeah, crows in the background now. Jeez Louise, we've got it all happening here. Don't know if there's any crows in Japan, by the way, but the haircut He won't be worrying about that. He's ready to rock and roll. He has got a big challenge in front of him. He's got Remo Grant in front, and then he's got Lawson right behind him in Lethal Liam's love child there.
Geez,
full oversteer moment. That is so close. We've got a 4-car suck train down the front straightaway. At the moment here, Lawson's under threat from in the background. He's coming at him at a rate of knots here. Side by side into turn 1. If he goes deep under brakes, Wallace thinks about it. Just gets it pulled up at the moment, but he's going to go the deep, long way around this Crowther, in fact. No, Lawson, sorry. And that is Wallace up into 15th. Beautiful stuff in the Repsol livery. Just gets at apex nicely. Points it out the other side. Dances away. Marzello's come a proper here too. He's off in the bunda there. That is big man, and he's even DNF'd. He's teleported back to the pits. What are you doing, mate? That's put you a lap down. You could have just kept going, Thomas. Yeah. My goodness gracious me, the head of the cheese board. Oh, maybe you got a penalty.
Well, who knows? But in either case, the cheese has gone off. It started to melt down there, down in, he's at the very back of the field. Here's David Smart looking to gain a few IQ points and take a few off Jason McFadden up there at the front. But they've started to even out down here at the back of the field. Brody Barber actually closing in on the back of Remo Grand down the front straight. It's a long enough straight where the suck is certainly something to think about. Coming into turn 1, Brody gets on the anchors, slides it up the inside. Beautifully done there, son. Rubbing wheels a little bit as well, but nothing nefarious happening here. Both side by side. Remo trying to stick fat, almost getting those wheels tangled up, but Brody just takes takes that line, looking for the switchback. Brody parks it. There's nowhere he's going. Let's get on board with Remo because he's right up under the the gearbox there. Someone's travelling slowly there. I'm not too sure who that was. Wow, Remo's almost just centre punched the side pod of Brody Barber there, and that battle is just starting to fizzle out a little bit. Lee James up the inside of Clinton Olive through the second last turn. That's a beautiful overtake there, taking his opportunities with both hands down here as well. Can Clinton Olive return serve down the front of the bottom of the front straight here into turn 1? Maybe a little bit far back for the suck.
Yeah, a little bit far, but he's doing all right. He's just sitting there. I think he's trying to force an error in front of himself with Lee James, but they'll see what they can do. We've got Kermit the Frog in the background. That is a shithouse impression of Kermit. I can't do it.
That was pretty good.
But it was all right. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Oh, no, that's a car in front. That's Lawson off in the bunda there as well. Just managing himself to get himself back on the track. But anyway, they're racing again, and they're going for it here at the moment. You can see McFadden just absolutely hounding the back here of the Birdman. He's up beside him now too. Oh, Birdman got a beautiful exit, just flapped his wings a little bit harder there on the exit. Now they're coming into the final turn now. Who's going to navigate this one cleanly? Jason goes for the inside move, goes for the full momentum. That was so close to the exhaust pipe, rubbing the tits off that bloody tyre on the front of McFadden's car, but he's got the suck now as Jace. I don't think Birdman's going to put up a fight. In fact, he doesn't. He goes straight down the inside again into turn 1. We go side by side, ladies and gentlemen, Noah's Ark style. Who's going to come out the best of this one? Crowther is just still sitting there, but he's got a little bit of an overlap. Jace is going to dart it in the inside, so thank you. I'll take that one. Gone into turn 3. He goes out the other side, turn 4. That's a beautiful move by Jason McFadden. Great awareness there from Crowther to just get out of the way and know his place. Lee James is still fighting the back end of Olive at the moment. These two are absolutely on song here tonight. The top 10 is very, very hot property, Christopher.
Yeah, certainly. We've seen these two guys swapping positions back and forth over the last couple of laps. Now it's James's turn to try and do the leapfrog thing and get back in front. But Clinton Olive's had a pretty good start. Who was that there off the Turk? It's Dion Clerk. Oh, no. Disaster for the Speed Nation driver there. He's dropping down the order like a stone at the moment. And he's got David Smart chiming in on his back. He probably came around that second last turn and saw the Speed Nation car off, and his eyes lit up like dinner plates there and thought, oh, how good is this? The girl's happy, and certainly wasn't. But let's go back down back up the order, because Andre Elliott actually no, these two guys swapping positions again, Crowther and McFadden. So another little spicy battle heating up towards the front of this field.
Yeah, they're growing really good guns here at the moment, and you can see them both angling differently. 2 different lines. Jason McFadden's just gone the short, narrow option. Crowther's just full sliding at 4-wheel style around the outside of the apex, coming up to turn 5, and this is turn 6. Jason gets a good run here. He thinks about it twice, and then he goes, yeah, I'm going to have another stab here. Gets on the power early, and that's how he gets the momentum onto the front straightaway. Crowther knows he's right there. They're weaving and winding and ducking and and everything. Mike's Tyson style here, full body movement. McFadden's going to go for it again. Oh, geez, this is like Groundhog Day. McFadden pulls out. Oops, a crowd. Oh, no, McFadden's on the slide. Just pulls it up in the last millisecond, but he's given Crowther a very, very nice bit of breathing space in front of him, and that will be a little bit of pressure taken off the Birdman now. Can McFadden just gather his lines up again and think about his composure and get back on there, because he's definitely got the pace. Wallace has come a gutser in the background. Oh, my goodness gracious me, man. He's not doing it for Scotland tonight, and that is another car. That's Boardman, in fact. Oh, geez Louise, the CEO's just come a gutser there too, and thinking about it as well. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, the board member, a new face to the series. I've not seen that name. He must have been a late entry in tonight, so hopefully he's done enough practice to be able to hang fat with these guys. He's doing all right, though, in the top 20, even considering he had a little bit of an off-field adventure. So welcome to the series there, Mr. Blake Boardman. Hope we're not too boring for you, but certainly not with a 30 cars on the track and a tiny little 54-second excursion around it. That is good stuff down here. Speaking of good stuff, here he is up here in 8th position. Gray Ward absolutely killing it tonight in the top 10 and certainly holding his own. Certainly giving Ezra Simons a little bit of a hurry up as well.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely singing to the high heavens at the moment in whatever octave that Gray can get his deep, muscular voice to, and he'll be thinking about it, what he can do with Ezra's rear end there, and he'll be like, I'm coming for your rear end there, Ezra, you're coming over. Don't you worry about that, mate, I'm coming for it. But anyway, he's going really good, because 8th place is fantastic for Gray Ward at the moment. He's shown some form recently, ladies and gentlemen.
He has.
He's come through his grips and found this form in the regards to suit his driving style here, and it just shows that smooth, calm, collected is the way to drive these things. Got to be smooth on the brakes, smooth on the throttle, smooth on the steering, and then get yourself perfectly apexed. And Ezra's not been able to gap him at all. So a fantastic little battle coming in there. Grey Ward's very strong into turn 1. How does he go around turns 2 and 3 here? It's sort of a double turn here, double apex style. He's gone full commitment, just uses all the ripple strip and a bit more, but he had to check up on the exit. So did Ezra there too, and he's gone off into the Bunda Grey. Oh, nearly bottomed out the car. That was so spicy there. Spicy the dodgy Vindaloo. That's a car in front off the circuit. That's Kermit the Frog at the back there. He's just found Miss Piggy in the outfield and just hopped out of the car and has gone for a bit of mid-race routage and just parks himself there, and he'll be back on the circuit. But this battle here is still not off at the moment. Gray Ward is just going for it here. Ezra Simons has got no answers for him. Can Gray get the momentum onto the front straight? He just got it pointed in, but Ezra committed to the outside run and just thinks, oh, if I only get the momentum down the front straight away, I'm in trouble. And it looks like Gray Ward's here very close. Don't send it now, because Ezra just goes to the inside late, as he always does.
Here we go.
That's the way to go for it. But now Ezra's made the mistake. Ward's up beside him. There's some overlap here. We're going in 2 by 2, and then to turn 3 we go now. That is Gray Ward there. Simon just got a little bit of a tuck there, but there was nothing conspicuous about that one. It was just full wheels rubbing. That was perfect racing. No real disaster for both of them, and muscling his way through the field is Mr. Gray Ward.
Gray Ward gets up to 7th position. You see you next Tuesdays. And he'll be giving it to him in the chat as well. How good's that? He's up to 7th and gapping Simons as well as we speak. Speaking of the gaps, this is probably the biggest of the spreading of the gaps I've ever seen in my life in Wednesday Cup. Everyone's just around the 2nd mark. So it's probably about time we get down to Sam Bensley and give him a bit of a rap, because he is sporting some fantastic goods in his cockpit there, Zach O'Reilly.
Well, in fact, every single car on the grid bar Sam Bensley, who just decided that he wanted to race his own skin, but they've all got the racing gear. This is an actual helmet from Zamp, and it's a race suit as well. The gloves, the boots, everything is there. So that is an actual model of the products out there. Go over to ardimporting.co.New Zealand on the side there and speak to this man directly, Sam Bensley, and he has got some fantastic gear there, real life safety equipment, all ready to rock and roll for you. If you're into the IRL racing realm, so to speak, that's the place to go. And he's very, very injected into the speedway style in New Zealand, and he's just putting on a good display here. That car livery, by the way, is based on his own in real life vehicle too. That is the colour scheme he runs with, and that is why he has got that scheme going on. And another supporter here of Simsational TV is ardimporting.co.New Zealand. Great to have him on board.
Yeah, go and check them out. It's a beautiful design as well, and donating that to the cause, as all the drivers are now wearing the colours of ARD Importing, whether they like it or not. And that's the best part about Wednesday. That's the best part about Assetto Corsa. I can pretty much do what I want behind here. But oh no, Lawson has come a gutser here in the final turn. Maybe just coming in a little bit too hot. He's found himself in the kitty litter and dodging the Japanese cat poo down there. A bit of, I don't even know what it is. Hello Kitty. Just sitting there in the on the off-field there in the final turn, taking a bog. And then Lawson coming up behind and saying, oh, we better get out of the way, Hello Kitty, because I've overcooked it. And now I've dropped down to 23rd position. Not ideal for Lawson, but Dion Clerk again as actually he's pulled it up. He's had enough. That was the final straw, the straw that broke the camel's back. Speaking of which, here's Fabian Fitness down in 10th position, not used to being down so low, pulling out of the slipstream at the very last. Up the inside, thank you very much. He says he goes up into 9th position, no worries, on the comeback trail.
Oh, mate, he was facing the wrong way on the first lap. Dead set last there, and he's found himself inside the top 10 in only 13 minutes of time. That is unbelievable from Fabian. He's on the charge here. He knows that the championship is up for grabs. Buttigieg hasn't got onto the back of Alex McEwen as of yet, but a big gap between himself and his championship leader is Jake Buttigieg and Fabian Fitness at the moment. Smart's just lost some IQ points there. He's going backwards at a rate of knots there on the thing, and he's off the circuit. Mate, the black stuff's over there to the left. Get back on there, son. So is Sam Dooley. He's had a nightmare. He crashed one lap ago, and he's crashed again. So that was Lawson also, too, off into the infield as well. My goodness gracious me, it's all happening here. And they're all going off at the last minute. They've only got 1:46 to go in this race. What can Smart do? Can he get himself back into the realms of Boardman there in front of him? But that is Marzella in front. A lap car trying to unlap himself over the rest of the field. He's in 23rd place at the moment, is the head of the cheese board. And he's just trying to dish out some triple cream brie because, boy, oh boy, did he serve out some off blue vein earlier in this race and just put himself off into the dirt. It was disgusting. And it was, it literally was like, tasted like an off-fish sandwich sitting in the 30-degree sun, Chris. It was horrible.
Oh, not bad about that. Yeah, had a bit of rotten tomato in there as well. But, yeah, he is certainly trying to unlap himself here. And certainly within his right, he's got the pace to hold up with these two guys as well. I reckon he's just... I've done it before as well. You map that back to pits button on your steering wheel and you can have yourself a little bit of a moment where you're all crossed up and you're trying to grab the wheel. Speaking of which, here he goes up the inside and retakes a lap off the board man. The cheese man off the board man of the board of cheese. That's a very confusing sentence if you ask me, but he might have just done the mistake where you've gone to reach for your wheel in a moment of panic and hit that back to pits button. I've done it before. And once you do it for the first time, that's when you realize you've got to map that button as far as you can out of your fingers' reach so you can never bump it again. But these are all lessons learned, you know. Lessons are learned, trophies are earned, and all these boys learning that the best way. But speaking of which, oh no, Scotty McEwen's he's gone off the track again. I love the colour scheme of this car though, Zach O'Reilly. It's a beautiful job. Hot pink, white, black, and lime green. What a scheme at all.
Yeah, the old fluorescent lime green there, going great guns for Scotty McEwen. He usually is inside the top 20, ladies and gentlemen, and just down in 21st. Smart, however, though, has got the IQ points on, and he's just done a brilliant move up the inside. He's just given Boardman the old flick and said, I'm going for it, son. And he's out there, done the lap, and ready to rock and roll in 16th place. This is the final lap of the race, however, ladies and gentlemen. McEwen has crossed the start-finish line, so he is now rounding, I think that is turn, what is that? Turn 5, actually.
Yep.
And he's going to start to head his way to victory here for race 1 tonight. He's only led it by 1.5 seconds with a 20-kilo advantage over Buttigieg, so hats off to Buttigieg, but he's led it from the start. He got pole, and he's going to take first blood here tonight. Does one Mr. DNQ himself. Alex McEwen crosses the start-finish line right about now, gets the job done, says thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Jake Buttigieg gets second place, and a massive showing there from Doc Elliott in third. Got the chockies over Matt Munro, and over fourth in Clartha gets fifth. McFadden gets sixth, and Grey Ward, yeah, top 10. Not too bad here, boys. Not too bad, I'll tell you that much. I'll see you next Wednesday, you bastards. No, he's in 7th place, and he's happy about that. He's got 2 more to go, though, so he's going to start off 5th in the next one with a reverse top 10 coming away. Simons gets 8th. Fabian Fitness, an absolute mighty comeback. He's on track here for driver of the day so far, Fabian. Dead set last and gets back to 9th in only 12 minutes of racing. That is a huge advantage for him, and Olive rounds outside out the top 10.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there from the field, all doing a fantastic job. That was actually really clean considering such a tight, small little circuit. And they actually fanned out towards the end, and really there was kind of a lack of battles towards the end, but you know what that means in Simsational land. When you have a little section of quiet, it's like the calm in the middle of a tornado. And you just got to wait for it to pass over the top. And
cyclone.
Race 2 is coming up, and anything could happen there. It could be a cyclone, could be a hurricane, could be all three of those weather events put together. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just more great cracking racing, and I'm sure that will be the case, but maybe a little less clean because these guys tend to lose their brains in between races 1, 2, and 3. But speaking of which, we'll be back very shortly with race 2. Is that right, Zach?
Yeah, we will be, mate. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Viewers out there, if that didn't turn you on, I'm telling you nothing will, because the calm before the storm is approaching, ladies and gentlemen. We're inside a Category 4 cyclone at the moment, right here in Race 1. Race 2 and 3 is going to bring those 260 kilometre-an-hour winds, and these cars are going to be racing around at 200-odd Ks as well. So strap yourselves in. Go and get yourselves that last cup of tea for the evening and maybe a fresh Tim Tam out of the cupboard, Aussie style, and get yourselves ready for race 2. Reverse top 10 grid coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles.
And welcome back down to the circuit, viewers. The first race was absolutely awesome to see these guys keeping their heads and doing it in style. But race 2, we've got the top 10 reverse grid. So Clinton Olive off the front row. We'll just wait until everybody's loaded into the server because there's a couple more positions here that need to be filled before we can figure out who is actually off the front row.
It's bloody emptier than the Gaza Strip, I'm telling you. Look at that. It's, no one's there.
It's a dead set car park here at the moment. Hang on, let's go down because there are little markings on the road. Maybe it is, yeah, 85. So Clinton Olive off the front.
Turn it up.
Yeah, who's designed this track? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, empty 5, 6 pit boxes all the way down to here. I don't know where the actual start line is. Maybe a little bit further back. But anyway, Clinton Olive off the front row with, next to him, an empty slot. Behind him, Ezra Simons and Jason McFadden and Gray Ward behind them.
That's Fitness
crowd,
in the empty slot.
Sorry. All right, so Fitness still trying to get into the server. He's got himself about 60 seconds. There he goes. So Fitness back in now. Is there anyone joining in front? No, that's it. All right, so McFadden and Crowther, Munro with Elliott and Buttigieg behind them. McEwen, James starting off the 6th row with Grand and Hark behind him. Paul Buttigieg, Brody Barber, David Smart, Hayden Wallace, the board man, and Sam Bensley down there in 20th position with Lawson, Marzella, McEwen, Frog, Dooley, and the broadcast cars coming in behind them. But 25 of the hottest races in the country out there tonight. It's going to be an absolute blinder.
I'm going to call out Dean Verrill, who's just sitting in the chat there, just cheering on a couple of competitors. Doesn't want to race here. Unbelievable, mate. Get yourselves back in here. Where's the chef, by the way? Hayden Cook, he should be here. He's back in Australia. Back in New Zealand. And racing, but doesn't want to turn up tonight. But that doesn't matter. The lights are up, Christopher. Let's go racing here. Race 2 underway in 2 seconds.
Who is going to get the start here in race 2? Because we're about to drop the clutch and go racing. We are, and it's a tardy start from everyone by the looks of it, but these cars are slow to get off the line. Actually, it's Simons who's got the best start. He will split the atom here, going up the inside of both of these guys. Very dangerous stuff, but Fitness leads as well. Great start from him. Olive will just sit fat around the outside. McFadden chiming in around the outside of turn 2 as well. Grey Ward's just sitting there comfortably in 5th position, and they're going to go 2 by 2. Actually, cracking exit there from Grey Ward. He will be there's nowhere to go because Olive has just blocked that passage for him, and McFadden's lost his braking marker and just gone crashing straight into Grey Ward. That's poor driving there. We saw it in 4K, Jason. There's a few IQ points lost there from your cousin, mate. That is terrible stuff. But up the front, Fitness leads from Simons around the first lap. It looks like Wallace and Marzella battling on down the back. Let's go down here because it's all cracking off in the midfield.
Oh, look at them all have a good tussle here. This is incredible stuff. You can see McEwen trying to muscle his way through. He's got that job done on Marzella, and now he's got Wallace right beside him too. So they're going hammer and tong here. McEwen's got the advantage. He's got the overlap into turn 1, but Wallace is just muscling his way around the outside. Brave stuff there from Braveheart himself, speaking of which, and McEwen just has to sit back and think about it for another couple of quarters here. Wallace on the charge in 11th place. He's got a fair bit of a little gaggle coming in front of him too. You got Smart, Barber, Grand and Elliott all forming line astern at the moment behind Lee James. So cork in the bottle situation. And McEwen just going to send it up the inside, does so. Fantastic driving from Alex McEwen. Gets it up there, clean as a whistle. Comes out the other side just there. Wallace has to single in file behind him, and with Wallace and Marzella going out at hammer and tong here, it could all come to grips here. But geez Louise, Sam Dooley at the moment is really under some pressure, and so is Kermit the Frog here. He's got the old... I don't know. He's turned over Miss Piggy, I think, in the middle of race 1 and 2, and he's got himself back inside the top 16. And racing down to turn 1 in fashionable style. Is the big man, but Dooley's getting on the back of him too, so he's just got to be careful here. That Pertec car is one of the better looking cars on the track, and he's doing a very, very nice job. Here's Hawley Dooley himself, the Wiggles from Timu, as I like to call them. The Hawley Dooleys from back in my day. Holy mackerel. But anyway, Smart's up the inside here. He just tried to get the reverse switch back here on McEwen. He's driving really well. Is he going to go for it up the inside? No, he's not. He's just put it in the nose, right where the sun doesn't shine, and Wallace is going to get him too, so that's incredible. Wallace trying to stick fat around the outside. Is that job done at the moment? No, that is Wallace single file behind, but he's got the overlap. He's got the run here, does Wallace. He's going to do it for Braveheart, surely, onto the final turn here. If he can get the run on Smarty Pants, I'm telling you, because Marzella's coming in on the back end of this one too, and they're right there with each other. Marzella is trying to close in. Has he got the... No, he hasn't got a run. He's way too far away. And none of them do. They're all out of this one. Lee James at the moment, though, is the cork in the bottle. Buttigieg and Munro are fighting over the position in front of them, too. You can see them right there. Buttigieg's muscling his way into Munro's full path. Geez, that was so close, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the overlap there. Buttigieg's trying to early apex that one, shoot it out the other side. He has got the run here on Matt Munro, however. He's just seen him coming at the last second. Darts to the inside. It's a right left-hander, but a right move there for Munro. Full clean racing between these two boys. They're going in for another little sweeping right-hand hairpin, and out the other side comes Jake Buttigieg. Matt Munro just darted it in, used all the exit apron there, and shoots out the other side. What has this man got, Jake Buttigieg, for any answers to Matt Munro's pace at the moment? They both overshot the entrance there onto the final turn. Buttigieg's lost out ground. Matt Munro's got a better exit, and that's all over before it was done, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Munro just getting the pace out of those last couple of turns there to hold Jake Buttigieg at bay, and now he's under pressure from his housemate, and he's just absolutely cleaned him up. That was absolutely piss poor there from Lee James. He hit him in a straight line, for God's sake. Give yourself a little bit more room, son. But he drops down. He was right up there in 6th position. All he had to do is be a little bit more careful, but had to go sending it through and collected the rear wheels of Jake Buttigieg. Terrible stuff for both in concern there, and they both dropped down through the order. But Brody Barber having a blinder here as well. He's under pressure, though, from Alex McEwen, closing in at a rate of knots. We're right on board with McEwen and see how he goes about business here. He's got Brody Barber just in front, and in front of him in the distance there is Remo Grand, and then there's a little bit more of a gap up the street to Elliott, Munro, Olive, Simons, and Fitness leads this one with 11 minutes to go.
Oh, haircuts under all sorts of pressure here with 11 minutes to go because McEwen's right behind him. No defence put up there from Barber because the overlap's already on. So the haircut's getting his own hair done at the moment, sitting in the chair. That's huge. Massive underneath there. That's McFadden gone off in the background as well. That is massive, massive implications for that man. Came out of nowhere, but he's finding it very, very hard here in race 2 to get the job done. But the haircut has been done by McEwen, speaking of which, and McEwen puts himself up into 7th place. He's got Remo Grant only 4/10 away up the road now into the mini straight here before we hit the turn 4 left-hand hairpin. Oh, that's a beautiful move there from Alex McEwen. Just saw the width there from Remo Grant on entrance, stuck it up the inside there, and look how many metres he gained there. He gained about 2 car lengths there within a span of 2 corners. We're coming up to turn 6 now we go. That is full pace setting stuff here from Alex McEwen. He's out on the collar. He's putting Remo Grant under all sorts of pressure. Gets the car apex and nosed in. Now he's got a beautiful run there. No answers there for Remo Grant versus McEwen. It's all over by the shouting now down the front straight. It's just a drag race to get to turn 1, and they are ready to rock and roll. McEwen up another spot.
Yeah, he goes hard, and now back here for 10th position. It's Hayden Wallace looking up the inside of David Smart and getting the job done almost. They're going side by side, though, and they're going to argue the point. David just pushing him into the centre of the track and says, no, you're going to have to really work for this, son. But gets the job done, does Hayden Wallace, and David Smart will sit in behind him. Thomas Marzella just closing up on the back of Smart as well at the moment. And you'll want to keep his wits about him here because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car battle with, if you include Lee James behind both of these guys as well. And as long as these guys keep on battling through this little mid-sector here at Okayama Piper, it's going to just bring James and Brendan Hark as well. He's one of the speedy customers around here. Don't you worry about that. And the longer those guys battle in front, he will be chiming in with plenty of time to go in this race.
Yeah, definitely. There's heaps going on. Munro's just got up to 3rd place as well over Clint Olive, so that's a move done for the missile himself. And Olive was doing a great job, however, in 4th place. Marzella is going for a long, long way around style here on Lee James, who just punted Buttigieg a lap and a bit ago. Now can Marzella, the head of the cheese board, give him some blue vein and just chuck it in front of him, get it under the tyres of Lee James because he deserves it. But he hasn't got the run here. It's a 4-way suck car train at the moment. You can just see them all starting to get in. Lee James is setting it up the inside. Smart's there as well. He's ready to go on the back end of Wallace if he can get himself further up the grid too. On board with Lee James, however. Coming out of turn 4 we go, into turn 5, sorry. This is turn 6 now approaching, into 3rd gear, slaps it into the gear change, gets the car apex nicely. 2nd gear for him, but that's a massive moment there. That's huge. Oh, big punterino. See you later, this Smarto. Oh, my goodness gracious me, just caught out with the old, what do they call that? The Scandinavian flick. The inertia just kicked himself around and collected another car. That's horrible there for Smart. At the moment, he'll be thinking about what he can do for the next one. If he can get himself in the top 15 and get that place back off Froggy, he'll be right up at pole position and get himself further up the grid. Keen Lawson was 2 laps ago facing the wrong way at the final turn, and he's muscling his way back through, trying to get on the arse end of Sam Dooley. Keeps himself in check there. Can he get another move up the front? No, he can't. He's just a little bit too far back at this moment. Here is Liam Lawson's cousin, but he's doing a great job just getting the car pointed in, nased it in nicely, uses a little bit of oversteer there on exit and comes out the other side. It's all happening. McFadden and Buttigieg in Paul have traded places. So is Smart. He's got past the Frog. So at the moment, Smarto's on for a P1 here for the final race of the night. What can Mr. Kermit do? Can he get another place back off him and trade places once again? It's happening everywhere up and down the field.
Yeah.
We've got Lee James there. We've got bloody Andre Elliott. We've got Fabian Fitness nearly getting caught by Ezra Simons. We've got this one on board here. It's all happening here, Chris.
Yeah, I know. Munro's around. That is a disaster there into turn 2. He's going to just get back out on the circuit in the gap between Buttigieg and Wallace. Very dicey stuff, but gets back in there just in front of his housemate Lee James, so they'll be yelling at each other. James will be laughing, going, I'm back to behind you, mate. And Clinton Olive going very slowly here. Looks like a problem going on here, maybe hardware or some other issue. Maybe his Uber driver or his Uber Eats has turned up and it's time to go and have pizza for him. But up the front of the field, it's all kicking off again because there's, let's go, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, all within a second of each other. Here's James and Munro. It's actually Munro just getting past Lee James again. So I'll tell you what, Munro not looking the best here at the moment. He must have cooked those tyres as well, because, yeah, James is all over the back of him here at the moment, and they'll be exchanging pleasantries in the lounge room. Here's Jake. Oh, look at this. Barber and Buttigieg right in between. Those wheels were pretty much intertwined there for a moment.
Oh, they were. You can see Buttigieg just trying to get his way past the haircut at any stage. He goes up the inside. Thank you very much. He says, I reckon Barber's going to try and stick a fat around the outside, but he hasn't got any overlap. In fact, he does just. The Mo Wallace is even going for the move here on the haircut. Boy, oh boy, this is nearly real wubbing stuff. Oh, my goodness me. Don't do that into turn 6. I'll tell you what, that would be disaster there. Now Wallace just has to sit back and try to focus on the exit speed he can, because Barber's overshot the entry
Beautiful.
there. And that is a full slingshot move there. Thank you very much. He says, I'm going straight up there. McEwen's just done a 54.8 in race fuel. My goodness gracious me. Wallace has got a beautiful P7, but here comes Munro behind. He's trying to get involved in this one too. Can he get down the inside of the haircut? Turn 1, exits turn 1. Now we're coming into turns 2 and 3. Haircut's right there with him. They're going side by side, ladies and gentlemen. Haircut's trying to stick a fat around the outside. Oh, it's cracking racing here. They're still going with each other. On the outside goes Munro. Takes the place back. Barber just shut himself and had to pull out of that one, and thinks about it twice. Lee James is going to be on the back of Barber in a second, but Munro muscling his way back through the field after coming a gutser there again. Oh, it's all happening here. I'll tell you what, these guys are raising hammer and tong here for the top 10. It's like sheep station stuff.
Yeah, racing hard as usual here in the Wednesday Cup. You wouldn't have it any other way. These guys know how to keep it mean and clean, and certainly an entertaining little extravaganza for all the viewers tuned in at home. Ron Marshall's there in the chat, BZ as well, Dean Neferal-Verrill's in there, Rick Banachek as well. Well, we can't get Banner in for too many series. We know what happens there at home when that happens. But here goes Brendan Hark up the inside, way too deep. And Marzella saw him coming too. Beautiful driving there from the Tomato, and just lets him go through, and gets the old switchback Rooney and says, well, we'll just resume spots here and we'll go racing again for another lap. 4 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to take this one out? Fitness is going to take some catching, with Simons just sitting fat there in second position. Andre Elliott as well, doing well in third, but he is got a rearview mirror full of the number 44 that just keeps getting bigger and bigger with the laps that keep coming and coming.
Yeah, well, Doc's doing well. He's on for a third place of the night out of 2 races so far. So if he can hold Alex McEwen at bay, just slides it into turn 1. That was fantastic. I just saw it on the other camera. But Buttigieg here is on the charge. He's got Remo Grant in front of him. In fact, into turn 1 we go. Oh, full on. Just cut the nose off there, did Remo Grant of Buttigieg. They saw each other coming, though. This is race awareness and racing room given. Fair, hard, and clean racing. Grant at the moment is just doing exactly his last name in the job department, doing a grand old job holding the championship leader at bay. Really, really nice driving here. You can see Wallace trying to chime into this battle as well. But Remo is a cork in the bottle situation. He just has to keep his car mid-track everywhere. And Jake Buttigieg just got nowhere to go. It's a tight circuit here at Okayama. Yeah. But Jake's got to think about it twice. He's got to play the long game, get himself into a checkmate position here. Can he do it? Coming out of turn 7. It's turn 6 right as we speak. What can Remo Grant do? Is he going to overshoot the entrance? No, he's just nice, cool, calm, and collected, and gets the same exit speed as well. But there is a little bit of a suck battle going on. You can see the helmet just absolutely there. Eyes focused there with no visor on. These boys will be blind after the race with windburn. But anyway, it's all on like Donkey Kong here. Look at Matt Munro trying to get on the back end of Wallace too. No. You can see him trying. No, what's happened to Ezra Simons? Oh, no. And he's been collected by a lap traffic marker. You have got to be kidding me. That was Boardman. Absolutely. Was it?
Nah, it was, but it was Simon's fault. He reversed out onto the circuit when the car was coming. So bad.
Oh, so he kamikazed himself.
Kamikazed himself, Ezra. Yeah, you got to wait till the track is clear before you reverse out on circuit. And poor old Boardman, it's his first race, and he's just been collected by one of the front runners doing silly things.
Well, look at Munro, though. He's got past Wallace there, too. So that's been a change for position. Wallace got muscled out at turn 6, and now it's turn 7. Onto the front straightaway we go. Munro just wide onto the outside apron, onto the bunda there as well. So Wallace has got half a sniff here. Munro will see him coming and go to the right-hand side of the circuit, which he does. I would have just started it to the left even harder there. Right even harder there. Braveheart. But anyway, he's sticking it around the outside. Now it's an overlap battle here. On board we go. This is fantastic stuff. Wallace is trying to stick a fat. Munro's going to muscle his way through again, though. But can he get the switch back on here? Can William Wallace just get that apex nice and done? He does. He's hugged tighter there on the exit of turn 3. Wow, we're turn 4, sorry. Now we're going for it. This is cracking racing. Wallace is going to... No, he's not. He's going to not send it up the inside. Come on, Braveheart. Give us something on the stream, mate. Get it up there and go for it. But Munro into 6th place, finding his way back through the field. Buttigieg has got past Remo Grant as well in the proceedings too. So Grant going back 1 position, but now he's got 2 very quick customers behind him as well. Grant's under all sorts of pressure. We've got a minute left to go here. Fabian Fitness is rounding turn 1, so we'll get one more lap here, ladies and gentlemen, of racing. McEwen and Doc Elliott have just traded places as well at the front, ladies and gentlemen. P2 and 3 has been done, 1 and run. McEwen's just been under all sorts of pressure. Doc Elliott just muscles his way through. Still 2x2 side by side. Full racing room given. Oh, beautiful move there from Andre Elliott. Stuck it fat around the outside. McEwen had no answers for that one. He's got to survive one more lap, though, does Doc Elliott. He'll be wishing that Fabian Fitness would just slow down by about 4 seconds so he can just secure that 2nd place. He's got McEwen behind him. He's fighting tooth and nail, but 2 very, very quick and clean drivers, in fact, and Lee James is on the prowl here. Oh, big cork in the bottle situation here for Remo Grant now. He's under all sorts here.
Yeah.
We've got Wallace and ready to go, and Lee James trying to pick up any crumbs.
Yeah, I think Remo might have just cooked his tyres over that last couple of laps. You see him just, the body language of that car really struggling to keep it in a straight line. And this is where he gave it up on the last lap, just really wide through the final turn. And he's done it slightly again, just not as bad. But I'll tell you what, Lee James has nailed that final turn. He's going to look up the inside of Hayden Wallace here. Now moving down into turn 1. Just needs to find your braking mark and get it turned in.
Oh,
but I'll tell you what about that? Oh, Wallace has gone in deep and he's taken 2 or 3 with him. Oh, that's slack on the brakes there from Wallace. Oh no, it's all...
Haircut's been collected again
It's
3
all
times.
firing up. Oh no, Ward's facing the wrong way. The old Chad there, bloody Chad will be absolutely copping it now, you bunch of CNX. You bloody Tuesdays, I'll tell you bloody what. Yeah,
What a waste of a Wednesday night, I'll tell you. You bastards.
Up the front, however, McEwen...
It's Fabian.
Yeah, Fabian's just won the race. Actually, let's do that. Fabian crosses the line for the win in race 2, and deservedly so. He was out there untouched for the most part. Andre Elliott holds on to 2nd position by less than a 10th to Andre McEwen. Yeah, that's well, maybe you can go and change your name down at the old depot. But Alex McEwen coming in 3rd position. Buttigieg and Munro make out your top 5. Lee James with his best performance of the season so far, up there in the top 6. What could have been too if he didn't lose it earlier on with that tangle up with Buttigieg. So maybe a top 5 on the cards for him if he can keep it together. Remo Grand as well into 7th position. Brendan Hark on the comeback trail started down the order as well. Tommy Marzella there in the top 10. He'll be stoked. That clip, that one, he'll post it on his YouTube channel, Tomato Motorsport. Go and check it out. And Hayden Wallace rounding out the top 10 in the Repsol Ford.
We got a bit of Groundhog Day scenario going on. McFadden gets 11th. Barber gets 12th. Ezra Simons in 13th. Gray Ward, I'll get to him in a second. But 2 weekends in a row, 2 Wednesdays in a row, one senior Paul Buttigieg finds himself off pole for the final event of the night. And if you saw the YouTube short during the week, ladies and gentlemen, Buttigieg was in it for about 1 corner, yeeted himself off into the infield, then yeeted himself onto the outfield, and then came back onto the infield and took out 6 cars with him. Oh, it was disastrous. So can he build some anticipation and get through turn 1 cleanly? But speaking of getting through turn 1 and just kept it going, that was this man. Fabian Fitness just took everyone by storm and said, thank you, I'm taking that one. Domination over Andre Elliott, who just got the chockies over McEwen in the end. But Gray Ward, I can only imagine what he is saying in the chat. We'll get to him at the start of race 3, ladies and gentlemen. But that was a heck of a race. It happened everywhere. It's happening up and down the field, late, early. Oh, stuff happened. And I'll tell you what, bullshit walks and smart talks. And I'm telling you, if Paul Buttigieg has got the smarts about him, he could walk away here from Gray Ward for a potential B1 and get himself up into the race winner department for race 3. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, 7-8 minutes. Top 15 reverse grid. And the oldest man in the field, the grandpa or the I can't remember what he's called in Maltese. But anyway, he is starting Nono. Yeah, that's the one. Nonu, I think it is. And he is starting off P1 for the next one. You know what to do. Strap yourselves in. It's a belter coming our way. And we'll be back for race 3 in just a few moments. And expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered.
Back in the server, folks, for race 3, and we've got a special guest just running out of his car. He's left it running on the pit straight there. The keys are still in it, so if anyone wants to jump in. But the man, the myth, the legend, Grey Ward, has jumped into the commentary box to give us a rundown of what's going to happen here in race 3.
Yeah, well, you know, I was just going around in race 2 there, and I thought I'd be on for about a P12, and then I'll just come around turn 1, and then you bastards are just sitting there parked in the middle of the corner. Got nothing to do there and didn't think about anything, but, you know, it doesn't matter. I only got back to P14, so I'll start off the front row there, I reckon, you bastards, and just take you all by storm. How about that?
Beautiful stuff. You're going to run out of time before we start this next race. You are off the front row there. Paul Buttigieg on your outside. Grey Ward just coming in second position. Why don't you talk us through the field before we get racing? It's we got about, let me see, we got about 1 minute and 23 to do it.
Yeah, well, you can see me off the start there, and I've got the old senior Buttigieg there ready to go. I've got the angry little Kiwi behind me. Never assignments. I don't know what he's doing, but, you know, we'll see what he can do. The haircut's going to try and slice his way through the field there. McFadden's going to be involved too. Don't you worry about that. Another Kiwi. Braveheart, well, I think he'll probably get on for a P5 or something like that if he doesn't come to guts with me. Cheeseboard there, just dead set giving me absolutely nothing tonight. The Hackster, well, I think he's ready to rock and roll. I think there'll be some sort of Speed Nation conglomerate going on here with Rem Grant there in the back. I think he's going to take Lee James and just take him out, I reckon, sort of what he did to me. But anyway, Matt Munro, well, we know what he can do. He'll just send it up the inside and just think about anything but that. And Jake Buttigieg, the senior, is in front of me, right next to me, and the junior should put in a good representation. This guy I don't know anything about, Alex McEwen, and Andre Elliott with the big fitness, injecting some testosterone into the background. I think he'll probably come through the field and give me a bit of curry at the end of it.
We got a bit of Rabs that crept in there as well, so a nice little crossover there that we didn't know we wanted, but we knew we needed once we got there. So the lights are out, and we're now racing in race 3 of the evening. Can Paul Buttigieg hold it together? Grey Ward has just found his way down onto the grid and slots into 3rd position with Ezra. Got a cracking start there as well. Let's see how he's looking here. It looks like Ward's going to try and fire it up the inside here at turn 2. Paul Buttigieg just doing a great job. But that is Brody Barber on the inside there. Jason McFadden around the outside.
Oh, no!
It's contact with Wallace. There's a whole bunch of cars going around. Marzella's involved. McFadden's involved. Wallace certainly involved. But the real winners there were these guys that started near the back. So Alex McEwen jumping up a number of positions there. Lee Crowther going to the top, but he has DNF'd. Oh, that's terrible stuff there for him. Lee James actually looking pretty hot here as he's got fitness right up his clacker. Oh, wowee. Let's look where he's going. Jake Buttigieg's getting involved as well. Lawson up the inside there. Actually, it's Andre Elliott. Oh, there's a car being, who's that? Brendan Hart has found his way around. Oh, the boys have absolutely lost their minds here in race 3. That is crazy stuff, and the battle's on for the lead with Simons just sweeping around the outside of Paul Buttigieg.
Oh, yeah, look at these, the two elder statesmen of Simsational Esports going at it. We've got bloody Grey Ward there having a good old tussle with Buttigieg Senior, in fact. So that's 42 years old versus 58 years old, I think, in the free department. And they're going for it here too. Grey Ward's got the run on the inside. Up to P2 goes the old Mr. Colourful. Gets the job done on Buttigieg, and he's been done by Munro at the same time as well. Oh, this is, in fact, Munro's just looking up the inside too at the right-hander. Turn 5, eat your heart out, says Munro. He's just trying to send it everywhere. Grey Ward is going to have none of that. I can give you the hot tip. This is going on here between Alex McEwen, though. He's trying to get himself back onto the senior. The senior man is getting absolutely swamped here.
Yeah.
The youth is just taking him over left, right, and centre here. But he survived lap 1, ladies and gentlemen. He's still in the race, unlike Melbourne. And he's inside the top 5 at the moment, but not for long because Buttigieg is going to be overtaken by McEwen into turn 1. Remo Grant's going to try and come through. In fact, no, it was Lee James who just came through and just said, I'll take that one off your Grando. He's got Buttigieg in front of him. Buttigieg's looking for the inside defensive manoeuvre. He's got the job done. Lee James has got nothing to answer for there. He's got to get a wriggle on, however, because Grant's coming back at a rate of knots. And a bump and run there too, Punterino. Buttigieg's got a beautiful run there on Rem Grant too. So now it's going to be Buttigieg in 5th and Buttigieg in 7th coming into the first of the left-handers. And look up the inside goes Lee James too. He's fighting tooth and nail with Buttigieg. Oh! Massive, nearly overlocking wheel style there. Buttigieg's come out the other side, and it's 2x2 with the senior and the junior. Oh, my goodness gracious me. When do you ever call this one? Senior's in front of junior here at the moment. The rent and the mortgage and the inheritance is all up for grabs. Can Jakey get the job done cleanly on the old man? Are they going to go defensive on each other? No. Just a bit of the old, you go by, son. But I think Jakey should just hold back and just let Paul be in defense. Oh! Massive move there from Lee James. Just gets the job done as well on Paulie. Oh, come on, Jaco. You got to treat the old man better.
Look what's happened here. He's found his way. He's off into the bloody blunder here. I'll tell you what, he'd be absolutely effing spewing with that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. I was just minding my own business and I got turned around there quicker than a ewe in bloody New Zealand, I'm telling you. That was disgusting. But anyway, Fabian Fitness is on. Oh, big move there as well. Grant's been pulled up as well too.
3 positions in one.
It's all happening here. They're all going for an Amber and Tong. Lawson's involved in this one too. He's just got overtaken there as well. No, he overtook Grant as well. Grant's going to try and fight back with him, but he can't get the job done. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department, it's getting racy here in the top 10. We've got Fabian trying to get past Senior Buttigieg as well. That job done. Kermit the Frog's got no answers for anything at the moment. He's gone full wide there. Ward's nowhere to be seen. Rebo in front of him is going for it. Look at the little suck train we've got here. We've got Fitness on Senior Buttigieg. Just narrowly misses the wheels there and just clips it up on the inside. Comes out the other side. So does Lee James, however, because he's got Jake behind him in the defense move of his life. Oh, no, that's Simon's on the wrong way and he's been collected as well. Oh, my goodness me. The old heartbreak. Trials and tribulations, you name it here, of Wednesday Cup just come into full assault mode here in the final race. 12.5 minutes to go, Chris. I'm out of breath.
Yeah, it's all happening here. Fabian Fitness finding his way up into 6th position. I think Ezra just lost it on his own there and parked it in a very unfortunate spot down in turn 2. So there's not much anyone can do to avoid him there. But let's see if Fabian Fitness can put Lee James under pressure here. Lee's having an absolutely cracking round here in round 4. It's only taken him a little while, but he's finally used to how these cars go about their business, and they are a little bit more touchy than usual, but it's just teaches you good driving techniques here. Speaking of which, here goes Fitness looking up the inside, but a little half defensive move there from Lee James just covers him off and says, you're not getting around me that easily, son. You are gonna have to fight for it. Kermit the Frog dropping down a couple of positions there. The boardman getting up in front of him as well in the meantime. But down here, Remo Grand and Keen Lawson having a good old tussle, and look at that. Remo has just had to give up the ghost because Paul Buttigieg is under pressure again. Oh, geez, that's a big send there from Remo. I don't know. I mean, it was never going to go. Like, what are you going to do there? Just go ploughing through the guy in front and make up the position? I don't know. You want to be on the... There's a lesson for you kids out there. It's not who brakes first. It's usually who... it's not who brakes last. It's usually who brakes first and gets on the accelerator first, who sets up that overtake for the next turn. It's not F1, but anyway, here goes Lee James looking up the inside. Andre Elliott here. He's making up positions like it's going out of fashion here, and he's right on the back of the dock, and he certainly hasn't forgotten about him this race.
You know what? I can't even say that they've switched positions because they live together, these boys. And I was going to say Munro is... what? I thought they lived together.
James and Munro do, not Elliott.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Lee James still.
Yeah,
I was going to say Lee James is driving the wheels off this thing, but he's just got done there by Fitness, who just barged his way through. But I was going to say that if Lee James is having the race of his life, I thought they traded places. Munro's racing on James's and James is racing on Munro's, but it's not the case here. He's driving really well, but Fabs is on the charge. Don't you worry about that. That guy in front on screen right now is really trying to put the pressure down. He's coming to grips with these cars finally at the end of the event here. Is Fabian Fitness. Lee James is just going to be a little bit closer at the end of this straight. However, though, he's in the suck. Fabian's gone full right hand down and gone to the inside. And now Lee James is just trying to send it around the outside. He does so. Can he get it pulled up, though, in time? No, he doesn't, unfortunately. Just a little bit too much width. Oh, my goodness me. In the fair dinkum department. Can't even speak at the moment. It's all happening. And Lee James got done there again by Fabian Fitness. Up the road is Andre Elliott driving the wheels off this car tonight. He's got 2/3 and he's on for 4th here at the moment.
Oh.
But 3 quick drives, and that's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. The Hackster and the Marzella have been come together. Sam Dooley gets past him. Olive gets him as well. And so does Smart there as well at the death. Oh, my goodness. The Hackster's had a nightmare.
Yeah, that was some poor driving there from the Hackster. Caught in 2000 by 2000 pixels there on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. He's a lot better than that. I think he might have just been a little bit down in the practice department this week because that was certainly someone who hasn't done many laps around this circuit. Forgot where he was. But look at this, James on Fitness now, just returning serve up onto the inside here. Beautiful overtake, had the sucked stream, and now it's a battle on because here goes Fitness wheel to wheel down into turn 2, sliding it out sideways is Fitness as well. These two guys are just having a nice little leapfrog battle here. Never mind Kermit the Frog, it's all leaping off up here for the battle for 5th position.
Yeah, they're full on going for it here, these two. No love lost. That was so close there between Lee James on the rear end of Fabian Fitness's car. They're going hammer and tong, I'm telling you. Really, really nice stuff from these two. Just fair, hard, clean racing. I think Fabian's just got the odds now. He's about 3 or 4 tenths in front. So if Fabian nails this final turn exit versus Lee James, he just overshot on the entry, but manages to come out the other side cleanly. Lee James has just got a little bit of a suck, but it won't be enough to make a move into turn 1. So Fabian can secure that 5th place. However, the haircut here at the moment inside the top 15, he's got Kermit the Frog in front of him, who's also... Oh, no, Lee James has gone off in the foreground as well. Big time there.
No.
He's given away everything. Ezra Simons has gone through. We just pumped him up. That's a commentator curse for sure. He's lost 1 position. Finally, he just gets himself back in front of Remo Grande. Those tyres will be a little bit dusty, so he's just got to get back on the pace here, unfortunately, for Lee James. He was on for a 6th place, but nonetheless, it's all over. Marzella's come off again. Another disaster for the big man. What are you doing, mate? Stop doing that sort of stuff. You're absolutely giving me a heart attack, for sure. That is absolute nightmare material. No wonder Grey Ward was pissed off. I'm telling you. Here comes Kermit the Frog, though, on the back of Paul Buttigieg. He's really going to fight for a P12 here, is Kermit. He knows little Miss Piggy's got the wedding ring ready for him because Kermit does not propose. It's Miss Piggy who's got the pants on in that relationship. And here comes Kermit going for it. Can he get the job done into the final turn? No. Oh, it's just sent it up the inside, though. Just really, really fighting tooth and nail. Four-wheel slide. He's got a little bit of a suck motion here going on. Thank you very much, he says. Can he get on the back here of Buttigieg? This is incredible. Down the front straight we go. Start finish line crossed. See you later. Super 2 into turn 1 we go. Who's going to stick a fat around the outside? Not Kermit, because there goes Paul Buttigieg. And in the background, he's a haircut too. Buttigieg's on the defensive move. He's got P12. Oh, that's disgusting. That is disgusting, Kermit. Absolutely piss poor. Redress that one, son. Wait for Paulie to come to you. Yes, do that. Get off the infield. And now he's gone. Well, I'll give him credit for redressing. Poor old Buttigieg was on for a P12. Olive and Dooley have got a free kick, however, and they're off into the distance, and it's right neck and neck between these two. They're going hammer and tong. Oh, bad, massive move there from Olive, just up the inside. Thank you very much, he says. I'll take that one. And it's race on here in P12 and P11. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, you go.
P down there somewhere. It's all happening. Yeah, look at this. It's all happening in these positions. They may as well be battling for the lead because they are not giving each other absolutely anything. David Smart just sitting on the back of Hark and Paul Buttigieg, who he's all just had the unfortunate incident just this lap previous, but now they go nose to tail down the front straight. Hackster's got a pretty good run here. He might even just think about sliding it up the inside. David Smart with the last minute pull out there. That's openness, opens yourself up to all sorts of connotations, but it's still before 8:30 on a Wednesday night, so we'll keep those ones to ourselves. But here you go, David Smart hoping for the best here with Paul Buttigieg in front, just holding on for dear life. I reckon those tyres are a little bit squirted out as well. Here goes Smart, just straight up the inside. Takes opportunity under braking as well, so really nicely done there. But Paul Buttigieg returns serve up the inside into turn 5. 6 should no, it's turn 5, yeah. 6 and then 7 to follow, but Paul Buttigieg takes that position again, and it's holding stations. But I tell you what, here goes Lee James up the inside of Ezra Simons now.
Oh no!
A little bit of I don't know. 50-50 there, I reckon. Now he's lost
just spinned it. He's Osama bin Laden, ladies and gentlemen. And he's out of that one. Simons is not going to get past him because Simons is still sitting down there just trundling. He's got steering damage too, does Ezra. Oh, that's disaster for the big man, I think. He's just got Dooley going past, no, Olive going past him at that moment there. And it's a little bit left-hand down, just slightly there, I would say, for Ezra at the moment. Only a little bit of a 15th, I reckon, of left-hand down. But right-hand down, sorry. But that's disaster for that man in front. Unfortunately for him, got caught up. Smart, however, he's on the prowl here. He's really, really trying tooth and nail on Paul Buttigieg. They're going hammer and tong at each other, and it's not letting up here. We've got 4.5 minutes to go in this race, and these two here fighting for sheep stations. As you said, Chris, might as well be P1 because they're going for it here like it is for the final position on the top step of that podium. Oh, what's happened to Lee James and Olive? They've gone past each other. Lee James is slow, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's redressed to Ezra, in fact, as well, and he has. Very, very nicely done. He's lost 3 positions in fact because Dooley's got past him. There's Olive 2 in that fact, so it's all on the Donkey Kong. Smart has just got done. The job done, sorry, on Buttigieg too in the background. So a cracking little drive and battle. Oh no, Smart's around and he's been pinned into Paul Buttigieg. Oh, unfortunately, that was nothing Paul Buttigieg could do there because Smart just U-turned himself on his own accord, and Buttigieg had nowhere to go. So it's just racing on there. Don't worry about redressing that one, son. Dooley, however, and the Hackster going at each other. Dooley is up the inside. Hackster's on the outside. Dooley's right there with him again. Into turn 6 we go. Hackster's just singing around the outside. Says, thank you, Dooley. Wanted none of that. And now it's Lee James in front of the Hackster, who's got a really, really poor entry onto turn 7. And now it's Hackster in the foreground. He's going for a suck move here. He's just got to dart it to the right now. He does. Beautiful stuff there. Across the start-finish line we go. And it's 2x2 into turn 1 again. Who's going to get the chockies here into turn 1? Oh, basically all on the teetering edge of the grip limit of the tyres. And I think Hackster's got the job done. He has, in fact, and simply, as you like, into P13 he goes on the recovery driver. Is Brendan Hark.
Yeah, and here goes Smart again on Paul Buttigieg. These two guys haven't let go of each other at all this entire race. And Smart just giving plenty of curry and a beautiful defensive drive here from Paul Buttigieg. He's dropped down. He started at the front of this grid. Oh, no. Oh, is that one there? Yeah, that's a commentator's curse, ladies and gentlemen. That was wild stuff. These guys have been doing so well. And then they drive each other into the wall. So a few little unpleasantries being exchanged there. Olive's had a gutser as well, so he's going to drop a couple of positions by the time he can get nosed out of that wall. And he's in a really blind spot on the track. We see the cheese board coming through there at the moment. He's going to have to use his relative to figure out where the gap is so that he can get back out on circuit. Sam Bensley coming through now at the moment. He's going to have to be a little bit careful of that car going just a little bit slowly on the apex. But here goes Bensley now. Will get that job done. Has the better momentum, and the tyres are probably a little less cooked as well. But we'll see if he can consolidate this overtake. Bensley, first one down to the apex, gets the job done. Alex McEwen, in the meantime, popping in the fastest lap of the race. There's a minute to go, and the gap is just now crossed to under a second. So can he chase down Matt Munro here for the win in race 3? That would be a monstrous effort.
Well, it could happen because there's some lap traffic in front of Matt Munro right now. That is Sam Bensley coming up front, and it's in trouble here. I reckon Alex McEwen's in a lot of strife. In fact, they've both redressed that pretty well and got out of the way as blue flaggers. But I'll tell you what, is that Boardman in front of these guys? Yes, it is. He just got out of the way nicely. McEwen's gap has been sliced away from him. It was 1 second. Now it's 1.2. So lap traffic, perfect situation there for Matt Munro. A minute 20 to go in this one. So we're going to have 2 more goes at it here. Can Alex get that job done? I think Matt Munro's car is looking a little bit taily in the arse end as well as we come through to the second last lap of this race. 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go. Geez, this won't be the second. No. This will be the second last lap now. Yeah. In fact, of the race. Munro's just on the slide there, but Alex McEwen just smooth, calm, and collected here. Could it be a last lap dash? We don't know. But Matt Munro at the moment has got the chockies, and can he keep it there till the checkered flag is waved? We're only going to find out in a good minute and a half's time. Yeah, we're going to see just how this car is behaving. We're going to sit on the inside here and just see how he gets it around. It still looks pretty good. No oversteer or snap oversteer that we've seen so far. A little bit of a correction there. A couple of little jags at the steering wheel to keep that arse end in line, but nothing too nefarious. And that gap still just hovers around the 1 second mark. But that is Alex McEwen closing in. Just turning the screws slowly. He actually makes up about 3/10 in those last couple of turns as well. But Matt Munro getting the better of those exits as well. So that will stay to 1 second gap here with the final lap of the race just dawning us now. Can Matt Munro hold on? We've seen him bin it from the lead in multiple occasions throughout, not only this series, but the big bangers as well. So he is known for just throwing it away and when he's got it all there set up. But McEwen is pushing hard. You can see the body language of that car, all 4 wheels sliding into the turns, trying to chase down Matt Munro. Can he get it done? I don't know if it's going to be close enough by the end. No, I think it's too far away now. It's a good 6 or 7 tenths there on average. Yeah, McEwen is sliding that thing around as much as he can, but it's only 2 turns to go. There's only 500 metres of cornering left to go here and circuit left before this timer ticks to the checkered flag. It's at 0, ladies and gentlemen. There's a car off in the infield. That's smart getting out of the way. And it's Matt Munro, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to take the final death blow to everyone tonight. Take race 3 by the bull's horns and say, thank you, I'm done. He's won the race. McEwen put up a gallant effort to get back in within 7 tenths there over Matt Munro, who gets second place. Buttigieg, our championship leader, gets 3rd place. Beautiful stuff from him. Doc Elliott, 2/3 and a 4th, if you don't mind, as well, in the fair dinkum department. Cracking racing and a good round for him, points haul-wise. Fabian Fitness in 5th for the top 5. McFadden gets 6th. Remo Gran, 7th place.
Yeah, I just got inside the top 10, boys. Don't worry about that. P8 for me. Pretty good.
Says Gray Ward, beautiful stuff. The haircut gets a, that's probably, I think that's a debut top 10 for the haircut and Brody Barber. Yep. And Lee James, on fire tonight, found himself within the pace of the top 5, at least in some points of the race, gets to 10th place and rounds out that for race 3, Christopher.
Microphone activated.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there from the entire field. Let's see, we got Simons there in 11th, Dooley and Hack behind them. Kermit the Frog, Paul Buttigieg, Marzella, Boardman, Bensley, Lawson, and Scott McEwen around out your top 20. There's a few there beyond those guys as well, but congratulations to all the podium getters tonight. It was a bit of a mixed bag as well, so a nice little points haul for all involved. And tell you what, Okayama Piper, being at only a 55-second lap, turned out to be an absolutely cracking little circuit for racing. It was tight. It was exciting. And like perfectly weighted in terms of who was that? Fitness coming into the pit lane there. Perfectly weighted in terms of where you could get the overtakes done. So we saw a lot happening down there at T1, but there was also plenty to be had in the second sector as well for these guys. So perfectly done, perfectly executed, and one of the more clean rounds of Wednesday Cup we've seen so far.
I'm going to debate you on that one. I think. Little bit of tomfoolery going on there in the final race. But, yeah, it was relatively clean. We've got to give a driver of the day vote, however, Christopher Munro. Geez, I don't have a nomination. I'm going to leave that one up to you.
I'm going to give it to this guy because we've seen him hardly break into the top 10 this whole season, and he was right up there, not in terms of, in terms of pace, and just needs to work on a little bit of consistency there. It's like, what could have happened in that second race had he kept it clean? He could have been right up there in possibly a podium position, and again here in race 3 was up there for a long time until he did find trouble as well. So Lee James cops the driver of the day for me. But
Doc Elliott's my vote.
Yeah, Elliott's up there as well. All the usual suspects that are carrying lots of ballast are up there as well. They all had a great showing as well. So fantastic effort, I think, by the whole field, to be fair. And I'm pretty happy with that and how that all panned out.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you there. Beautiful event for the Wednesday Cup. A short, tight, quick-fire circuit, ladies and gentlemen. Sub 55, 56-second laps around this joint and 29 cars on the circuit. Definitely makes for good racing. And we've had everything tonight here at Okayama Circuit. Live from Japan here in Simsational TV. It's been beautiful. We've got plenty of sushi coming our way, and I reckon we'll probably get on the old Asahis as well at the end of it too here in Japan. It's going to be a pretty good evening for us here as well. But I reckon we've just about our duty for the week here at Simsational TV. A massive, massive super chat there done from Fabian Fitness. You absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much for the $7.99. Love your work and well done tonight as well, my old friend there as well. But here, live from Okayama, it's time for us to say goodbye to you viewers out there. Thank you to our sponsors, SDT. Thank you to Speed Nation. Thank you to Bilco Pack and our new inaugural one, ARD Importing as well, coming on board tonight and for the remainder of the year as well. Thank you for your support. Thank you to all of our guys in the chat. Thank you to our likers, our subscribers, everything and above. Dean Hanley on Marshall. G-Clamp, in fact, just inserted himself into it as well. Dawn Black got involved. Tommy Corks was in there. Ben, who didn't turn into the commentary box as well. Dean Verrill, poor performance, mate. Get yourselves back on the track there, Champo. Stop piss-farting your life away in the commentary positions or the chat positions anyway. And Lethal as well in there as well. Doc Elliott got involved. So everyone was involved tonight. But as always, Christopher, it's been a pleasure to have you with me tonight. And thank you for being the race broadcaster and putting on these amazing, amazing features that we put on there. Thank you to our racers on circuit. But as for now, Christopher Munro puts the M in magnificent, ladies and gentlemen. I put nothing into myself. I can guarantee you that one. You can think about that later at night in bed if you want to. But guess what? I'm Zach O'Reilly and you're not. Simsational TV is proudly brought to you by the head of the cheese board himself, Thomas Marzella, and Gray Ward just chiming in with a bit of commentary genius tonight as well. So thank you for those two. But it's goodbye for us here of the Wednesday Cup. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Keep it flat out.
Simsational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.
Every time he gets me. Old Get Better was he was happy with that one. He's like, was that bloody work, Kappa? Yeah, fucking oath it was. He's our biggest fan.